Education Branch. On behalf of the CalFresh and Nutrition Branch and Kim McCoy Way, we welcome you today. I am joined by Leah's Pantry representatives, Alex Nidenberg, Senior Program Coordinator, and Danielle Boulay, who is the Training and Development Manager. Today, we'll be talking about easy ways to incorporate eatfresh.org and the mini course into your client interaction, office environment, and the CalFresh process. Our goal is to help you share resources with your CalFresh clients on how to utilize their benefits in a healthy and tasty way. Today, we'll cover overview of the eatfresh.org and the mini course, highlighting useful features and applications for county welfare departments and the Healthy CalFresh Initiative, best practices and effective strategies for using eatfresh.org resources, examples of and tools for eatfresh.org and mini course integration in your work with clients, relevant print materials, and environmental nudges to support your efforts. Finally, we're hoping to leave some time for questions and answers at the end. The webinar is designed to be interactive. We'll have your answer poll questions and also type ideas or questions into the chat box, so please chime in. I hope you can hear me. So let me talk to you a little bit about the Healthy CalFresh Initiative. In February, CDSS announced a special funding opportunity, the Healthy CalFresh Initiative for County Social Service Departments. The goal of the initiative is to help create a stronger relationship between CalFresh and SNAP-Ed. The Healthy CalFresh Initiative included 3 ready-to-go campaigns to engage CalFresh participants from April through June and beyond. The idea of this supplemental funding is that it will spark ongoing statewide collaboration between CalFresh and SNAP-Ed. Here at CDSS, we're really committed in connecting the dots between CalFresh and SNAP-Ed. We also encourage you all to think of this as the beginning of a long-term partnership with Leah's Pantry. We would love to see your efforts grow and evolve over time as you find what works well for your clients and your agency staff. Many of you on this webinar selected eatfresh.org as one of the campaigns that you wanted to implement in your county. Thank you for your partnership. As part of that campaign, you should have received the following items in the mail: 5 different bundles of recipe cards, posters, DVDs. We will also be signing up the main contact person for the weekly email tips to reinforce nutrition and cooking messages through eatfresh.org. Through this webinar, we're going to show ways that eatfresh.org can provide CalFresh participants with easy-to-use recipes and online tools that support healthy living. For those of you that are also implementing the Rethink Your Dream campaign as part of the initiative, there is an upcoming webinar on May 2nd to provide technical assistance. Danielle is going to paste a link to the Healthy CalFresh Initiative webpage so you can find more information. And now I would like to hand this over to Alex.
Thank you, Anna. We're so happy that you could join us today. For those of you who are unfamiliar with everything we do at Leah's Pantry, I want to quickly provide some background on our organization. Leah's Pantry was founded in San Francisco in 2006, which means we just passed our 11th anniversary this fall. Our mission is to promote healthier lives among vulnerable populations through innovative community-based nutrition and cooking programs. To put it simply, we believe that everyone deserves nourishing meals every day. We accomplish our mission through 3 strategies. First, we work directly with low-income individuals to support sustained, healthy behavior changes related to food choices, cooking, and shopping through innovative programs that address client barriers. Second, we work with organizations that serve low-income individuals to build their capacity to integrate effective nutrition support. Check out our website for more information on upcoming trainings near you. Today's webinar is an example of this type of work. Third, we ensure that the right tools exist to make these programs effective. We develop cutting-edge online nutrition education tools, community-driven recipes and cookbooks, and innovative curriculum to use both within our own programs and also to share with others. The basic premise is that people need to be ready to receive information in order for it to be actionable and influence behavior. Our goal is to move people from not thinking about their diet to thinking about it and on to taking action. What we love about eatfresh.org is that it really does meet people where they are. Maybe one person is excited about budget-friendly recipes, but they don't know nutrition basics or how to meal plan. Users guide their own experience with eatfresh.org, so these resources can be beneficial and relevant for people who are across the spectrum of stages of change. Now, Danielle's going to give you a quick overview of eatfresh.org, but first, we'd love to get your sense of familiarity with our resources. So we are using a poll, which you are going to be able to vote. So let us know, how familiar are you with eatfresh.org?
We'll give a few more seconds for any last second voters. Good, we have some more coming in. Okay, wonderful. So it looks like many of you have used the website at least a few times. Some of you use it frequently with clients, and some of you have never heard of eatfresh.org. So for those of you who are new to eatfresh.org, this will be a great overview of how you can interact with the site for your organization and clients. If you're an active user, thank you, and we hope you'll learn a few new things as well. Since 2013, eatfresh.org has been serving the California SNAP-Ed and CalFresh community. This site started as a project of the San Francisco Human Services Agency CalFresh program, and our first order of business was to link eatfresh.org to both Benefits CalWin and See for Yourself. So even though we have had a large number of organizational partners who are local health departments, health clinics, and housing, we've always been focused on the opportunity for SNAP-Ed to meet CalFresh eligibility and enrollment. Thanks to the participation of 300 plus partners like you, eatfresh.org has over 15,000 visitors a month, with thousands of recipes shared via email, text, or social media. We see so much evidence that eatfresh.org is a part of healthy conversations across California. Now let's take a look at the website. We are going to do a little screen sharing now. Great. Eatfresh.org is a multilingual, mobile-friendly recipe and chronic disease prevention website. The site is available in English, Spanish, and Chinese. The language switcher on desktop is in the upper right-hand corner. This feature comes in handy when you are presenting or working with clients that speak multiple languages, since the majority of the website is translated into all 3 languages, and you can provide handouts in the appropriate language. Let's start with the home page, where users can click on the CalFresh button to be directed to the appropriate application portal, find their local WIC office, find out information about school lunches, and watch videos about the site. We encourage you all to share the How to Use eatfresh.org video on our homepage with your coworkers and clients to get them acquainted with the site. You can also sign up for our weekly email health tips on the homepage. Here's an example of an email tip. We pull content from our lifestyle pages and feature a recipe with it. This is a great help in your workplace if you'd like to share with your coworkers during a staff meeting or during a conversation with a client. Okay, back to the website. Recipes are by far the most popular feature on eatfresh.org, accounting for 70% of total traffic. There are over 400 recipes on the website that are easy to make, tasty, healthy, and affordable on a CalFresh budget. We have added a large number of recipes over the past few years, and these delicious recipes reflect the incredible diversity of our California residents. Use the filters to find recipes from African, Middle Eastern, Native American, or Pacific Rim communities. One of our favorite new groups of recipes were created with Tongan and Samoan community cooks that we met through our partner, the Ecumenical Hunger Program in Palo Alto. You can use the filter on the left to find those recipes, or you can also enter that search term, Asian Pacific Islander, using the search function. You can see that 28 recipes, there we go. You can see that 28 recipes come up, but only 12 are visible. To access more, you need to scroll down past the meal plan suggestion where you'll see the additional pages. Point out these filters and search features to your clients to demonstrate different ways to find recipes. All recipes feature hover tooltips to suggest substitutions. This teaches the skill that cooking can be flexible and you can use what you have on hand rather than running to the store for a couple ingredients. For example, in the spring spread recipe, it calls for chives, which a user might not have readily available. Instead of giving up on the recipe, they can check the hover tips and utilize something else they already have in the fridge or a dried herb in the pantry. This tip helps build cooking skills and instills more confidence in people that might be newer to the kitchen. It also helps those who may be unfamiliar with a particular ingredient. All recipes are linked to Discover Foods pages through the hover tooltips. If you click on the Read More About, you'll be linked to the relevant page. These pages give an overview of the food or food group. You'll find photos, a basic description, buying tips, storage tips to make the food last longer, basic preparation without a recipe, and the health benefits of the food. These pages are great to reference in a recipe demo, to highlight a particular ingredient, or to talk about seasonal produce for clients using their CalFresh dollars at the farmer's market. You can use the toolbar on the top right to print these pages and use them as handouts. So we are going to click on the featured recipe. Great, carrot, jicama, and orange salad. So similar to Discover Foods pages, each recipe page also has a sharing toolbar at the top. You can email recipes to yourself or coworkers, post them on your organization's social media, or print them for outreach event or demo. When sharing the website with clients during a community event, you can ask participants to search for a recipe that looks good to them. Have them email it to themselves or text the recipe or ingredients list to their phone so they have it saved for later. You can adjust the yield of recipes to change how much food is made. This is a great resource for individuals or older adults who don't want to cook a lot of food at once. Or if you have a large workshop or cooking event, you can use the double feature and plus button as many times as you need to fit the number of people in the room. We have a quick poll about the recipe section. Let us pull that up. Great, so How likely are you to try a recipe from eatfresh.org this week? Are you not likely, somewhat likely, or you definitely will? Give a few more seconds to cast your vote. Okay. So it looks like most of you are somewhat likely or definitely will. I love it. And we encourage all of you to try a recipe this week. Use the very quick recipe filter if you are short on time. So moving on back to the website. Okay, so Ask a Dietitian allows our users to ask nutrition-related questions that a SNAP-trained registered dietitian will answer. Our RD cannot answer questions about specific health conditions, but she gives practical suggestions and shares resources. We have been answering and publishing questions on the website for 4 years. We have been able to categorize commonly asked questions by topic, cooking, diabetes prevention, and so on. This is a great tool for your clients that are wanting to learn more in their health journey or are just starting out and not sure where to begin. Lifestyle pages provide actionable ideas on how to overcome common barriers. The format of these pages was built specifically with stages of change in mind. The page begins with a barrier statement, offers simple suggestions for moving through that barrier, and ends with a call to action that can be done within 48 hours. These pages can also be easily printed and shared using the toolbar. Use the filters on the bottom right hand to find tips relevant to the populations you work with. Similarly to how I utilize Ask a Dietitian feature, you are able to look through lifestyle page by topic. This can be helpful if you are working with a particular group that might have specific barriers. If you have a client that is a new mom, perhaps a section to check out with your clients might be breastfeeding or feeding children tips. We know that many of you wear multiple hats in your job, and being a nutrition educator might not be one of them. Let eatfresh.org be the expert that provides you with information that's easy to understand and use. So moving on to My Local Resources, this will take you to a page of resources in your county. If your computer or smartphone is unable to detect your location, you'll see a list of counties where you can select the county you would like to view. These pages are a great resource for CalFresh offices. They list farmers markets that accept EBT, WIC, including those that participate in Market Match. Market Match, which goes by several names in California, is an incentive program where CalFresh clients receive extra money to buy produce at the farmer's market. Details vary, but eatfresh.org will at least be able to help your clients find nearby markets that participate. I use this section to encourage people to check out seasonal produce at their local farmer's market. Since many of your clients may already shop at their neighborhood farmer's market, you can also point out markets in surrounding areas, including those that accept CalFresh and participate in Market Match. Many of you on this call are also participating in the Healthy CalFresh Initiative Farmers Market Program, so this is a perfect way to support that referral. We also list county offices and local food bank information. Please let us know if you have updates or things you would like to add to your county page. Send us comments directly on the website by clicking on the feedback tab, so it's in the right corner. Great. So another question for you. With the local resource page in mind, can you think of a time when this resource would have come in handy? And if nothing comes to mind, when do you think this would be an appropriate tool to mention? Please write your responses in the text box. You see some people typing, excited to see their responses. Oh, great, advertise with CalFresh customers at contact. Great, wonderful, thanks, Teresa. Kat, that's a great idea. Yes, you can use just the overall resource, eatfresh.org, when a client needs help stretching budgets. That's exactly what it is designed to do. Okay, so, oh, and also website information on a lobby bulletin board. Yes, I love that idea. Customer referrals and when helping community partners learn about other area resources. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing those great ideas. We hope you find, the county pages useful and obviously the overall site useful. So now Alex is going to share another great online resource, the eatfresh.org mini course.
Thank you, Danielle. The eatfresh.org mini course was inspired by feedback from our low-income audience and staff of partner organizations in a 2014 evaluation. We found that 71% of SNAP-eligible eatfresh.org users had never attended an in-person nutrition workshop. This indicated an unmet need in the California SNAP Ed program, so we built and launched the mini course in 2016. You can access the mini course by clicking on the button on the home page or by clicking in the top banner from any page on the website. For those of you that I've spoken with already, I've encouraged you to check out this course. This course can be a great way to encourage staff to get to know the website. The mini course leverages the SNAP Ed content from eatfresh.org by covering a wide variety of nutrition and food resource management topics. In order to access the mini course, clients will create an account by providing their username, creating a password, and providing some additional demographic information that is not shown on this page. Clients will not use a referral code unless your agency requests a unique code to track client participation. Before beginning the courses, we ask participants fill out a short pre-test questionnaire, the check-in questionnaire. Once the questionnaire is complete, the first 5 topics are unlocked. Users can take them in any order and track their progress as they go. The topics of nutrition basics are finding low sodium foods using the nutrition label, how much sugar is in your favorite drink, do you eat the rainbow, can you identify these healthy whole grains, and easy meal makeovers. When the first 5 topics complete, the post-test questionnaire, called Nutrition Basics Follow-Up, must be completed before unlocking the first certificate of completion and the remaining 10 topics. Users can earn up to 3 different certificates of completion throughout the mini course. Danielle is now going to demo how to create an account using the referral code TEACH, which we share for our partners at our staff at partner agencies. The referral code that Danielle is going to use is going to be TEACH, T-E-A-C-H. This is the referral code that you and your fellow staff will use. This will put you in a different version of the course that doesn't include the client evaluation tools. It also allows for a little bit more flexibility. Unlike the mini course, where the user has to complete the first 5 topics to unlock the rest, you can access any topic from the get-go. So as we're watching Danielle go, we can see that this is pretty straightforward, pretty easy for our staff partners to complete. As you've seen, she's creating a new account, she's choosing a username and a password, and then an email address and location information, And you saw that she entered the referral code TEACH. Great. Pretty easy and straightforward. Thanks, Danielle. Once you arrive on the login screen, you can change the language in the dropdown at the top right-hand side of the screen. You can change it from English to Spanish. You can also change the language at any time while taking the course. Once you're on this page, click on the mini course for educators. You will then arrive at the course dashboard and see the 5 topics of the mini course for educators. We want you to focus on the general mini course that can be accessed by scrolling down past the file section and onto the 15 topics of the mini course. The mini courses are divided into 3 subject areas: nutrition basics, creating wholesome meals, and planning and shopping. We encourage you to watch all 15 videos and share your feedback with us. Next, we're going to show you a short demo of one of the mini course activities. This is from the Eating a Healthy Breakfast is Easier Than You Think. We need your help with creating a healthy breakfast. First, help us select one ingredient for our breakfast base. Do you want to use eggs, oatmeal, or plain yogurt? Please write in your selection into the text box. Whoever can answer first will guide our decision.
Can everyone see the screen share now? Sorry about that. Okay, great, perfect. Let's go back and show you. Now can you see the make a plan slide? Great, okay, we are back. Sorry about that. Okay, so I saw eggs first, so we're going to click on eggs.
Add ingredients from other food groups to build your breakfast.
What should we select next? Broccoli, bell pepper, or cheese? Thanks, Anna. Bell pepper. All right, we're selecting a bell pepper. And then we have whole wheat bread or corn tortillas. I know what I would choose. Wheat bread. All right. Now we can see what we've made. We've made a yummy egg scramble with bell peppers.
This meal includes healthy.
Sorry about that. I was talking over the video. So,
Do you want to make another meal?
this video allows users to make this more than once so they can see what they've done in multiple occasions. You can also see from the first slide that it highlighted my plate, so users can see how many of the food groups they selected in their meal. And if they want to go back and try something with oatmeal or fruit or maybe a yogurt smoothie, it allows them to do that as well. So there's a lot of flexibility with the videos. And this is just one example of an activity that highlights how users can take what they learned in the mini course and put it into action.
Why don't we go back and do the login since the screen sharing wasn't work so you can see how that works. So I just created an account using the referral code TEACH, and this is what it brings me to. So you'll see the eatfresh.org mini course for educators, and as Alex mentioned, the course that we really want you to focus on is the just general mini course. So I opened up the dashboard and I see the 5 topics from the mini course for educators. So to access the general course, I need to scroll down past the files, and then here you see the eatfresh.org mini course, the general one with the 15 topics that Alex suggested. Sorry for the technology difficulties earlier, but hopefully that's clearer now.
Great. Thank you, Danielle, for walking us through. And for those of you who are going to be making their own account and you would like for us to walk you through step by step, we are more than happy to do that as well.
Can everyone see the slides now? I want to make sure that we're showing what we want to. Great, thank you, Wanda. Okay.
If you are interested in implementing the mini course into your setting or partnering with your SNAP-Ed funded partners, here are some best practices for you to keep in mind. Have the staff complete the mini course and the mini course for educators as part of a wellness challenge or incentivize staff for completing the course. As we've mentioned, many of our partners promote the mini course with staff, especially those who do not have a background in nutrition. It provides a great overview of the type of simple nutrition messages that are appropriate to share with our target population. In order to access the mini course, clients, oops, I'm so sorry. I was going back on myself. There's technical difficulties in my brain as well. Pair the mini course lesson with a food component. If you have a place where clients are accessing computers, run a mini course lesson. People love food, as we know. If you do an hour-and-a-half mini course class, try to add either a taste test or demo at the end so participants can eat and share their thoughts on the course. Pair the mini course lesson with an existing group or campaign. Sometimes it can be hard to drum up participation for a completely separate event, so piggyback onto something that's already happening. If you have any questions about accessing the course or running your own class, please reach out to me for further assistance. Next, we're going to walk you through how to utilize the materials that you received for your Healthy CalFresh initiative.
Thanks, Alex. So thinking through the materials that you received in the mail, how can you make the most of the DVDs, posters, and recipe cards? We have outlined broad best practices and we'll dive deeper into each material in a moment. So the first best practice is know the resources. We have found that eatfresh.org integration is strongest when agency staff understand the site and use it frequently during daily interactions with clients. It's the same case with the mini course. When we know a resource, it's much easier to share with others. Make sure that when you're using eatfresh.org materials like posters and recipe cards, that appropriate agency staff members are trained on the website and how they can use it with clients. Share ways that you have used the website. It's much easier to imagine yourself using a resource if there's a personal connection attached to it. Second, think through integration and do so often. As you are helping your outreach team plan for resource and health fairs, think about how you can integrate these resources into your work. How can they extend your reach as an eligibility worker or lobby ambassador? How can they match the needs of your clients? Use the resource supports that Leah's Pantry has created. Whether it's recipe cards, posters, or scripts, be sure to leverage the tools that we've already created to help you integrate eatfresh.org and the mini course into your work. If we don't have certain resources that you think would help you introduce eatfresh.org in the mini course, please let us know. We'll cover the resource we've already created in a few minutes. So let's dive deeper into the materials. Distributing print materials to clients is often a good starting point for promoting eatfresh.org. Our recipe cards are perfect takeaways that are useful as a standalone resource, but also to remind clients to visit the website later. You can give out recipe cards in a demo or during a community event where your outreach team is tabling. You can also print pages from the local resource page and point out the farmers markets in your area. If available in your social service lobby, set up a resource table with recipe cards. Make sure you have a dedicated staff member who's trained on the resources to walk the clients through the site. Even better, set up recipe cards with a laptop or tablet so a staff member can demo the site live to clients that are waiting in the lobby. I have heard from several counties on this webinar that this is something that they are going to implement with the campaign, so I'm eager to hear their success stories. Posters are great to hang in public spaces. This is an example of an environmental nudge that is more successful when paired with knowledge of the site and benefits it offers to our clients. When you hang a poster in your office or lobby, make sure to share it with your colleague why you are putting up the poster. This will help deepen the impact of the print materials. The last thing we want is for these environmental nudges to go unnoticed or fade into the background on bulletin boards. DVDs are another great environmental nudge. These looping videos can help support your efforts to promote the site while clients are waiting for an appointment. Use this downtime as a way to have clients explore a website that can help them utilize their CalFresh dollars on tasty and healthy recipes. Similar to the other materials, make sure that lobby staff are aware of the video and can keep an eye out if any technical difficulties arise. With materials or without, you can use a soft touch referral by verbally introducing eatfresh.org. When you are first meeting clients, you can let them know that eatfresh.org is a place where they can look for budget-friendly recipes, find answers to their health questions, and figure out where farmers markets accept EBT and participate in Market Match. So, taking a look at the ideas on the slide, which do you think will be most useful to you and your team? Please type your response into the chat box below. All of them, yes, great answer. Distribute materials to clients, setting up a resource table, it's great. All of them, Jerry said as well, great, that's what we love to hear. Great, thanks for your feedback. And even if you can't, integrate all of these resources, that's the beauty of this initiative. You can pick and choose what works best for your site and your clients. So thanks so much for your feedback. Alex is now going to share some additional integration ideas.
So we've given you a lot of ideas that are specific to this initiative, and we want to kind of move out again to talk about other ways that you can integrate them. So prepare eatfresh.org dishes for staff functions. Our local county welfare department in San Francisco had a potluck, and they asked that all staff members prepare a dish from eatfresh.org. This is a fun way to use the site and try out the recipes. Not only are you becoming more familiar with the site, but you're also becoming a dedicated user. Make eatfresh.org the homepage for any computers that clients can access. If you have a space where clients are accessing tablets or computers, open the browser, and instead of Google or Bing coming up, put eatfresh.org as the landing page. Similarly, if you bring a tablet or laptop to your outreach events, make sure these computers are set up for landing on eatfresh.org. Save eatfresh.org as a bookmark on your phone and your clients so it's easy to access. While it's not an app, it is designed to be mobile friendly. We have a guide that walks you through how to save the site as a bookmark so you can easily access the site at a later date. Danielle is now going to insert a link to the guide in the chat box now. Share eatfresh.org via your agency's social media or any other client-facing channel. Again, the more people that are exposed to the site, the more likely they are to use it. Not only that, add eatfresh.org to your local CalFresh access page. This way, clients are exposed to the helpful resource. CalFresh partners of ours in San Diego have added eatfresh.org to their county resource page under food and nutrition. If you're looking for social media content, check out our eatfresh.org Facebook page or Instagram feed for ideas. If you'd like additional social media support, email me directly and I will help you create the content you need. Is there a digital sign in your lobby? If so, make sure you include eatfresh.org as part of these digital announcements. Partner with local nutrition education agencies to come in and do a demo using eatfresh.org recipes in your lobby, perhaps partnering with your SNAP-Ed or public health partners, and use the recipe cards from this initiative to give out during those demos. If you're a decision maker at your office, can you include eatfresh.org recipe cards as part of the intake process? This way, clients are given information that they can take home with them and access the site at their own pace at home. Are there any ideas that I'm missing? Are there ways that you've integrated eatfresh.org into your work or ways that you would like to integrate it that aren't covered on this list? If so, please share in the chat box now. I think some people are thinking about that, and that's absolutely okay. If you think of ways that you're going to be using it, let us know. We'd love to share it with our other partners on a future webinar or a future training. Now, we've talked a lot about eatfresh.org in the mini course, ideas for integration and best practices. Now we want to show you some additional integration resources that are going to help support you while you do this. Oh, thanks, Barbara. Including eatfresh.org tagline on our newspaper articles and ads. That's incredible. That's going to be reaching a larger audience than we normally would. So we really appreciate you including that. Thank you. Absolutely. Local health departments to do cooking classes. That's exactly how we want to utilize a lot of these resources, the recipe cards, and a lot of the print materials. Thank you.
So all of these resources can be found in our toolkit available on Leah's Pantry website. A quick way to access these materials is by going to eatfresh.org and on the main page under Resources for Providers. Great, the blue box at the bottom. So side note that all of these materials are housed within Leah's Pantry's website, not eatfresh.org, because eatfresh.org is our client-facing site. All partner-related information will always be on our organizational site. It's a bit confusing, so we always try to clarify that. Here are some examples of the resources we have available. I will first call out a few things under our eatfresh.org resources section. The first few items are under the guide section. So there's an eatfresh.org presentation script. This outlines how to introduce fellow staff or colleagues to eatfresh.org in 20 minutes. It provides a script on how to explain each section, how to lead discussions around eatfresh.org, and even how to run an interactive scavenger hunt using the site with your coworkers. Many of you will recognize this outline from the technical assistance calls we had together. Let this outline be your guide, but also feel free to make it your own. You know your audience better than we do. Feel free to highlight various sections depending on who is in the room. So I also want to point out the eatfresh.org scavenger hunt guide. This outlines how to introduce eatfresh.org to a client. Similar to the longer script, it helps you introduce eatfresh.org in both a one-on-one and group setting. So for those of you who are going to promote the eatfresh.org mini course, be sure to check out the mini course resources below. Great, so there are all the mini course resources. So that covers the toolkit. Now Alex is going to lead us through time for a little Q&A since we covered a lot of information.
Thank you, Danielle. Before I open it up to questions, I want to check in to see if there's any interest in having someone from Leah's Pantry to come and help you better integrate eatfresh.org into your site. Please let us know. We're located in Northern and Southern California, so depending on where you're located, we might be able to do an in-person training. We're continuing to do onboarding and technical assistance calls, so if you have further questions, we will be following up to see how else we can support you. Now we're going to open it up for questions. Either type a question into the chat box or use the raise your hand feature, and I can unmute you so you can ask your question. So the first question we see is about the Healthy CalFresh Initiative and the funding. I'm looking at some of the recipes. Could we use the funding to purchase items for the recipe to promote eatfresh.org and or foods found at farmers markets? Example, could we purchase items for the fruit salad sundae, cups, utensils, napkins to distribute? Does it have to be a class? That's a great question. And there's some people on this webinar who might be able to answer that in a better way than I will be able to. Oh, great. Thank you, Anna. Yes, you can. That's great how much flexibility there is with this initiative.
And also in terms of classes, You don't always have to do a formal class. So just even having a cooking demo or a taste test where you've already prepared the recipe and hand out samples of the recipe, that's kind of a shorter time commitment, but still a great way to feature eatfresh.org.
That's a good point, Danielle. Instead of overwhelming yourself with an entire class, really focusing on either maybe harvest of the month produce item and the recipe cards and pulling out one thing. It doesn't have to be incredibly overwhelming. But again, we do have the resources to support something like that if you'd like to. Sounds like, Rachel, you had the same idea, so it's great that we have confirmation. I'm so glad that so many of us are on the same page and in the same room so we can figure out these questions. So Barbara, you said you had a question about having more details. I would be the best contact person for this, and my email is going to come up on the next slide. We plan on operating the classes and food demos like SNAP-Ed. We had the contract at one point before Health took it over. That's right, Rachel. I remember from our conversation, was it yesterday, about how you and your team are going to be implementing SNAP-Ed style programming at your lobby, which is really, really fantastic. We love to see that. Thank you, Anna, for providing more contact information. That is a really good point about what is allowable, especially with the funding. I would definitely direct those questions to healthycalfresh@dss.ca.gov. It looks like we don't have any further questions right now, but as Anna mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, that this is the beginning of a relationship. So please reach out to us, give us feedback, let us know what you think, and let us know how we can support you. Be sure to stay in touch, email us with any questions that you might have. We want to be a resource for you, as I mentioned, as you start to integrate eatfresh.org and the mini course into your program. Thank you again for your time today. Bye-bye.